चलो रेडी.
Let us never negotiate out of fear. Rather, let us never fear to negotiate. By saying this wonderful line said by Mr. John, I want to greet a very delightful afternoon to each all members present in the class, including most respected ma'am and all my dear classmates. Today, me and my teammates are standing in front of you to deliver a presentation on the topic of Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. Please move the slide. So first of all, we should understand what is a negotiable instrument. Negotiable instrument simply means it's made up of two words, negotiable and instrument. Negotiable means something which is transferable out of delivery. It could be transferred by delivery. Secondly, there is another term, the instrument. It's simply a written document which creates some sort of right in favor of someone. Thus, if we combine the two words together, we would understand that negotiable instrument means simply a written document which creates some sort of right in favor of somebody and which could be easily transferable from one person to another. And all these, whatever things that negotiable instruments are required are being considered in our Negotiable Instrument Act. These act used to tell us about all the laws and all the regulation that all those instruments which are under our negotiable instrument has to follow. Apart from that, this act is being applicable to whole of our India. Please move the slide. Now let's talk about the features of Negotiable Instrument Act. These are the basic features and these are almost present in all the instruments which are there. The first one is the very basic, that it is transferable, which its name speaks out by its own, negotiable. Secondly, it must be writing. You could not just simply take it as an oral, rather you have to give it in a writing form. You must specify the time in which you have to make a payment. Fourthly, you have to specify the pay. Pay basically means the person to whom the payment is going to be made. So while you form a negotiable instrument, you have to make your pay very specific. Please move to the next slide. Now, under the Negotiable Instrument Act, there are three instruments that we learn. The first one is the promissory note, the second one is the bill of exchange, and third one is check. Now, what is a promissory note? If we take the very basic one, promissory note is something which create an obligation, like simply an obligation made by a person by himself. He says by drawing a instrument, he says that I will pay by myself, and as an act defined the promissory note as an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. Unconditional order does not means we could not put any condition over it, and it is being signed by the maker, the one who makes it, and that has to be certain. The money has to be made specific, and that has to be paid to someone, either to the bearer or to the someone as per the order of the or someone as per the order. In a promissory note, the person who makes the promissory note, in such there are two parties are involved. Number one, the maker, and number two is the pay. Maker is the one who promises that I will pay to you. Pay is the one who promises that he gets a right that he will get money on certain date. This is the specimen of the promissory note. Please move to the next slide. These are the simple, basic, essential elements of a promissory note. Number one, as a basic condition, it must be in writing. Secondly, there must be a promise to pay. Okay, and it should be definite, not vague, and it should not be conditional. Rather, it should be made unconditional. It should be signed by the maker, as it proves that he is saying that he would be paying. The pay to whom the payment is going to be made has to be made certain. Whatever the amount that is to be paid, that also need to be made specific, and there must be a promise to pay money only. Doesn't consider the kind things. Over to you, Mansi.
A very good afternoon to all present here. I am Anshi Shrivastava from BCom 5th Sem, and I am here to deliver a presentation on the topic bills of exchange. As you all know that bills of exchange is a part of the Negotiable Instrument Act. Negotiable Instrument Act has already described by my friend Riya Bhadra, so I will start from the bills of exchange. So bills of exchange is basically a written instrument or written document which is present in the Negotiable Instrument Act, which is in writing containing an unconditional order, an order from the creditor to the debtor to pay specified amount to the mentioned person in the bills of exchange. So bills of exchange means it is directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to the or to the order of a certain person mentioned in the bills of exchange. So move to the next slide. Here it is a specimen or the sample of the bills of exchange which contain the unconditional order, which is written at 3 months after date, pay to me or my order to the sum of rupees 20 lakhs. Here this is a specified amount is written and it is accepted and signed by the drawee or and it is also signed by the drawer. So here we will understand about the drawee and the drawer, which is the party of the bills of exchange. So there are 3 parties of bills of exchange. They are drawer, drawee and pay. So let's discuss about the drawer, drawee and pay. So drawer is the person who gives the order to pay certain amount. So we can say drawer is a maker of bills of exchange, and the second is drawee. Drawee the person who is directed to pay. To whom directed to pay is called the drawer. When the drawer accepts the bill, he is called acceptor. Now the third one is paying. The person to whom the payment is made or the person who is entitled to get the payment is called pay. Sometimes the drawer and the pay will be the same. Means that when the drawer accepts the money himself, then it is called the pay also. So now when the drawer or the pay who is possession of the bills of exchange is called the holders, and when the holder means the drawer endorse the bills of exchange to the other person, then he will call the endorser, and the person who received that bills of exchange is called the endorsees. Next. Now here are some essential elements of bills of exchange, which is first one is it must be in writing, means it can't be the verbal or it can't be in verbal form, so it must be in the written form. So and the second one is it must contain an order to pay, means the drawer must give the order to pay a certain amount. And the third one, the order must be unconditional, means there will be no condition applied to make the payment. And another one, that is it requires 3 parties. As we have already discussed, the 3 parties contain drawer, drawee and pay. So there must be a 3 party and the party must be certain. Means in the bills of exchange, the parties must be specified who will receive the payment and who will make the payment. So thank you.
Good afternoon everyone, my respected teacher and my classmates. I am Susmita Singh from BCom 5th Sem and I am here to present the presentation on the topic check. It is the last part of Negotiable Instrument Act. The 2 parts are already explained by my friend Riya Bhatra and Mansi Srivastava, and now I am here to explain you what is check. A check is a kind of bills of exchange which is drawn upon a specific banker and payable on demand. It can also be an electronic image. A check in the electronic form means check which contains the exact mirror image of the real check, and it is generated, written and signed in a secure system ensuring the safety, and it is digitally signed. Characteristics of check. Check is the specific of bills of exchange, but it has 2 additional conditions. It is always drawn on a specific banker, which means that the banker is specified, collecting banker and the pay banker. It is always payable on demand. Check cannot be paid when it is always paid on demand. When you are asking for money, then only it is paid. And the main point we have to be noted is all checks are a bill of exchange, but all bills of exchange are not check. A check must have the essential elements bill of exchange, but it does not require acceptance as it is intended for immediate payment. So this is the specimen of check, and there are 3 parties which are included in check, that is drawer, drawee and pay. Drawer is someone who is the maker of the check, and drawee is the person drawee is the person who orders to pay the check, that is banker, and pay is someone who receives the payment. So sometimes drawer and payer is the same, because sometimes we cut the check for self also. Then when we are receiving the
the drawing and the paying is same. Basically, there are three forms of check, which is bearer check, order check, and cross check. Bearer check is the check which anybody who bears the check can collect the money from the bank, and order check is the check in which it is mentioned that to whom the payment is going to be made, so that is order check. And crossing check is a check in which two parallel lines are drawn, and the difference of cross check and bearer check is that cross check is collected, check can be received over the counter, that is OTC, and cross check cannot be received over the counter, it is only received in the bank. Types of crossing: general crossing and special crossing. General crossing is the cross check that has only two parallel lines and anything is not mentioned except the negotiable instrument or abbreviation like not negotiable. Two parallel lines simply either with or without the words not negotiable. A special crossing is the type of crossing check where the name of the banker is mentioned and without the words not negotiable. This is a specimen of general crossing where you can see two parallel lines and the words O, pay and not negotiable.
So what's the meaning of account pay?
Right?
What is the meaning of account pay?
The person whom the payment is going to be made.
And what is the meaning of not negotiable?
It cannot be negotiated. The terms which are written in the check will be the same. This is a specimen of